In today's episode of MAHA Voices, we hear from Michelle, a woman who left the Democratic Party because of her dedication to free speech. Michelle is voting for Donald Trump in the 2024 election because of her admiration of Robert Kennedy and his devotion to the First Amendment, and President Trump's commitment to uphold that most important value of the Bill of Rights.
I grew up in primarily a Spanish immigrant neighborhood in Jackson Heights, Queens. Since high school, I was always politically involved, and I always supported the Democratic Party. I came of age presidents that I really believed in, from Clinton and Obama, and so I was firm supporters for them. I found Mr. Kennedy during the pandemic. I knew that he was a great environmental lawyer, and obviously I knew of his background as a member of the esteemed Kennedy family. However, it was during the pandemic when I was questioning the COVID shots. I was censored online. I was appalled by how quickly everyone would believe the government and not question anything about it. There was very few voices who were brave enough to do so in a public sphere, and one of them was Bobby Kennedy. And everything I was listening to, everything he was explaining and sharing, it gave me courage not to get vaccinated because I also questioned the shots. He gave me hope during this really dark time in history. I was completely heartbroken. I was actually in the middle of doing this 100-day challenge, and I was making videos every day explaining why I was going to vote for Bobby for president. And then to receive that news is like a huge blow, because I wanted us to have an independent president. We haven't had one since George Washington. And then for him to drop out of the race was a huge blow. They really felt politically homeless because of what the Democratic Party has become. It has become a party of censorship. It's become a party of forced medical intervention, forever wars, supporting the military-industrial complex. I don't recognize it. So I didn't leave the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party has left me and left Bobby as well. And then he asked us to support Trump. And initially I wasn't going to, because I thought, okay, I'm going to vote for Bobby. I hope he still stays on the ballot. I was extremely inspired by this book called Democracy in America by Alexis de Tocqueville. It's because it has developed in me this desire to protect our representative democracy, which incidentally is the very first modern democracy in the world. Our founding fathers took a leap of faith and created this experiment in governance. This is a government by the people. So now, almost 250 years later, to see that the Democratic Party is censoring so egregiously so many people, and now attempting to restrain our ability to speak out by calling our speech misinformation, disinformation, malinformation.
Our First Amendment was not written for easy speech. It was written for the speech that nobody likes you for.
When you have the ability to speak truth without fear of being imprisoned, without fear of being censored, or any type of consequence from the government, the very best ideas of humanity just bubble up and bloom and blossom. That's the reason why the Enlightenment, this free exchange of ideas, started happening in the coffee houses of England and the French salons. Free exchange of ideas among common people was what brought about the ideas that inspired the American Revolution. The very best of humanity was able to develop because people were not afraid of being censored. Bobby's asking me to vote for Trump, and right now the Democratic Party is a party of censorship. That's the number one thing that I'm against. And the Republican Party is the party that supports our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and specifically our freedom of speech, First Amendment rights. So therefore, I'm voting for Trump.